Hi everybody. So today I'm going to take you through my dumbbell leg workout. If you jump to the end of the video, you'll see there's a layout of what the sets and the rest times are for all these exercises. So this first exercise is a dumbbell split squat. This is a really brutal exercise. I like to start this off to pre-exhaust my leg before jumping into dumbbell squats. So when you do this, you're going to want to take your minute to make sure your back foot's balanced on a bench. You could also use a chair if you'd like. And you're going to focus on keeping the weight over your heel of the leg you're pressing with. You can see I like to have a dumbbell in each hand. I find that helps with my balance a little bit. And you're not going to stop. You're just going to keep pumping out rep after rep until you hit exhaustion. Guarantee you'll get a good burn from this exercise. Alright, so this next exercise is just a dumbbell squat. I like to hold my dumbbell in each hand. I'm focusing on keeping as much as possible a neutral spine. You can see I don't quite hit parallel. I feel like it's easier to get parallel or lower when you're working with a barbell to help balance you out. So if you're not hitting parallel or lower, don't feel bad about that on this motion. Again, like the last motion, you want to just keep repping. You don't want to take a pause. When you breathe, you're going to kind of hold your breath a little bit as you go down, and then you're going to breathe out as you go back up. You can see I'm also using the dumbbells at a little bit of an angle to help limit the range. Alright guys, the next exercise I'm going to do is alternating dumbbell lunge. I prefer to do this alternating because I like to exhaust my legs at the same time versus just having one leg tired and then jumping into the next. So you'll see I get started, I make sure my chest is up, I have my shoulders back, and I have my face kind of neutral. And I like to get as much range as possible out of this, so you'll see I step pretty far forward. I keep the weight balanced over my center of my body, and I lunge. And again, this one, all these exercises, I like to go either to failure or a rep short of failure. So this exercise is going to target a lot of different muscles in your leg. Obviously, you get your hamstrings, you're going to get your glutes in there, your quads as well. And to some extent, it'll also work your core a little bit. So the next exercise that I'm going to do is going to be a glute bridge. You can do these on a bench if you'd like. I personally prefer doing them on the ground. As you see, when I get started, I'm going to do a couple things. So I'm going to focus on, first of all, getting the dumbbell up over the thighs. And then from there, I'm going to use my heels to dig my traps into the ground. And that's how I'm going to go ahead and start the motion. I'm going to squeeze my glutes. You'll see as I raise the weight. Excuse me. And then I'm going to lower the weight. Take about 2 to 3 seconds to do that. This is one that you'll absolutely feel the next day. Even if I am consistent with this motion every week, I still tend to feel pretty sore in the glutes and the hamstrings the next day. Again, this one is one that I'll use a little bit of a higher rep range when I'm performing it. You'll see as I get to the last couple reps, I tend to slow it down a little bit, especially on that last rep. All your reps you're going to want to squeeze a little at the top, but the last rep I like to, as much as possible, hold it for a few seconds extra and then lower it down a little bit slower, again to make sure I'm hitting as many muscle fibers as I can at the end of the set. Okay, so this next motion is a stiff leg deadlift. I like to think of a regular deadlift when I do this. It just helps me get that mental connection. So when you're doing this motion, you want your feet, for me personally, I do point my toes out just a little bit, Feet are about shoulder width. I make sure to try and keep a flat back throughout the motion. And when I initiate the motion, it's like getting started for a deadlift. I'm pushing my hips back. I'm also keeping the dumbbells close to my shins throughout the motion. You don't want your arms swinging forward while you do this. So again, this one is going to hit a lot of your glutes. It's going to hit your hamstrings really hard as well. And you might have noticed at the start of the set, my reps weren't quite as full of a range, but as I progress, things start to feel good and loosen up a little bit, and I extend my range a little bit further. You shouldn't be feeling any kind of pains in your back while you do this. Make sure you're feeling all the tightness is going to be in your glutes as well as your hamstrings. Alright guys, so I like to finish off my leg workout with some ab work. You've already hit your abs a little bit, believe it or not, when you're doing your squat motions. Anytime you're holding a pretty heavy weight and you're stabilizing yourself upright, you're getting a little ab work. But this is a good way to exhaust your abs at the end of this day by incorporating some hanging leg raises. So you'll see for me, I like to do a very big range of motion. Try to kick my heels up as high as I can towards the ceiling. You're going to get more of your abs involved in the motion when you do this. A major focus of this movement is definitely going to be the lower abs. So I just rep until I can't rep anymore. Generally, depending on how I'm feeling, might be anywhere between, let's say, 20, 26, 27 reps, something like that. But I like to save this for the end. It's a great way to finish off the workout. And it's a pretty cool feeling, too, to get a pump in your abs. And you can see I also I like to use the wrist wraps with this exercise because I'm not focused on my grip right now. All right, so the last part of this is just a breakdown of how many sets and how much rest I take between each exercise. You can see the whole dumbbell leg workout is just 6 exercises. Generally, this takes me anywhere from an hour to about 90 minutes to complete.